This video is for the empaths that are walking away or discarding or being discarded by a narcissistic individual. It is not going to be comfortable, okay? It is not going to be comfortable. So this is some of the things that probably some coaches haven't told you. I want to be as honest as I can, okay? As a survivor, a thriver, I know all those details. You are coming out of spiritual warfare. You have been battling with demons. A narcissist is a person that is under very heavy demonic influence. And I know that this may not be something you want to hear. This narcissist is your mother. This narcissist is your parent. They are your neighbors, family members, husbands, wives. The narcissist is under very heavy demonic influence. The battle you have been fighting behind the scenes, it has been spiritual warfare. So what the narcissist was doing behind the scenes, they was targeting you for destruction. So they was doing whatever they could to make sure that they entangle you, they trap your soul, and then they start destroying you. When a narcissist is, when a person is under narcissistic abuse, so what the narcissist normally does, often does actually, they first of all have to make sure that they have trapped your soul. So they kind of know that that thing, whatever it is, situationship is going to come to the end. They know that it will come to the end. But they want, when that time comes, they want to have the upper hand when it comes to the end. So they want to be the victorious ones. So what they normally do is they, first of all, target your mental health. They want to make sure that you are not in the right state of mind. You cannot think clearly. And then another thing, what they do, they slowly isolate you from people that matter. They will isolate you from your friends. You will stop seeing your family members. Anybody that knows you will kind of keep a distance away from you because the narcissist initially wants you for themselves. Not only that, they will also crumble your finances bit by bit. You might have been a wealthy person. You was running your own shop. You had your own business. You was doing well. As soon as you're entangled with this narcissist, the first thing what they do, they start manipulating and abusing your finances. So these people, they also do financial abuse. Probably they have made your business bankrupt. They have discouraged you from working a certain job. Even if you're working that job, you're getting the good money, they have actually made sure that that money never stays with you. Because I've told you that these people, they are also financial abusers. So most of the times you may have noticed that you barely have any money left for yourself. However much you're working, it doesn't even matter how much you earn. So they will also destroy your finances. And the reason for this is because should that situationship come to the end, which will happen, it will come to the end, you don't need to be in a good financial state for you to be able to walk out there and go out, live your best life. So they know that finances is going to be a part of it. And they will also target those finances to make sure that departing from them is going to be very difficult. So personally, from experience, when I was living a narcissist, I had been working. I had a job, I had my 9 to 5 at the time, but it didn't matter how much I made. It just seemed like I couldn't stay at the time. I couldn't have any savings. And I remember moving out of the house. The only thing I had at the time was 2 suitcases and a few pennies in my wallet. So a lot of times victims are trapped in these situationships because they are worried about how are they going to take care of themselves. You have got children with them. Nobody is going to willing even to take you in because probably towards the end of the situationship, they have already started smearing your name because they know your immediate circles. They know the people that they know these mutual friends and family members. So they know each and everybody that you're connected to. And normally what they do, they move ahead of you and they are going to smear your name to all the people that matter. Because when the situationship, like I've said, has come to the end, when you run to those individuals for help, it is always going to be very difficult for you to get the help that you need. Some of them may not even want to house you in their own homes because they've already been hearing so many bad things about you. Secretly, they will not tell you this, but secretly, because when the narcissist is smearing your name, the first thing what they do, they tell those people bad things about you, but now they don't want those people to get that information back to you. So it's why you see when you run to these individuals for help, it's like those individuals are not open to receive you, to give you any kind of help that you need, whether it is financial, whether sometimes it's just a mere place you need to stay at the time, even for a while until you organize yourself. So many people find it very difficult at the end of those situationships to get out of their comfort zone because the narcissist creates this bubble where they want you to believe that you're comfortable. And at the end of the situationship, you are going to be struggling with the decision either to move away or to stay and endure the abuse. Because I've told you, the narcissist doesn't want you to leave. They should be the ones to push the buttons on what it is you need to leave. And many people get trapped after those situationships whereby they are worried about where they need to go. They are calling people. Nobody wants to help them. Nobody wants to house them. Nobody wants to help them financially and in every kind of way. So in those cases, that is what makes it a little bit difficult. But there's something I want to tell you, empaths. There's something I want to advise you in this video. First of all, understand that anybody, like I've said, some people will not tell you this. Anyone that has left a narcissist behind, the first thing they are going to tell you is that it was not a very comfortable experience. They didn't have anywhere they could go. Nobody could help them. They didn't have anywhere to sleep. They didn't even have money, like I've told you personally, because I was a bit lucky at the time. I was lucky, I could say. I'm very grateful for this experience because I had to call one of my friends. And I had to tell this person because that time I discovered this was a narcissistic individual. So I had to call this friend. I didn't tell my friend the details, everything what was going on. I just told the friend that I need a place to stay. If he could help me, pack a few things and go to his house, and start sorting myself out. Eventually, I'll get back up on my feet in a couple of weeks. So in everything that you do towards the end of a narcissistic relationship, and this is what you guys need to be very careful. The moment you reach that devaluation stage, when a narcissist starts devaluing you, it feels like nothing you can do is enough. You're trying very hard to impress these people. Nothing is working. Everything you do is not working. That is when you know that you have reached the devaluation stage. So the narcissist is secretly planning to what do they call it? Discard. They are secretly planning to discard you. And this is why you need to have a very strong mind. I know that it's going to be very difficult, but you have got to put yourself together mentally. And you need to prepare yourself for anything that is going to happen. So that's when you need to start to figure out who else can you call, because you've already tried a couple of people, probably they're not going to help you, but you really need to find somebody who is going to help you, because in that particular moment in time, you are going to need all the support that you can get. There's always somebody out there. There's always somebody who really understood your situation behind the scenes, even if they didn't intervene directly. They could secretly watch what was going on and they could understand your situation. There's always somebody that you can call. But there can be some cases, like I've said, where it may be necessary for you actually to move into a shelter. It may, like I've said, it is not going to be comfortable, but it may be the beginning point of your freedom. It may be the start of your freedom. So you could actually be forced to move into a shelter, at least even for a certain limited amount of time, until you get yourself together. If you do not want to move into a shelter, there's no space for that. It's not something you want to do, even if you might have to do it. Then one of the things you have to do is make sure that you secure some finances on the side. It could be, for example, somebody can help you with some money. Maybe you need a place to rent your own studio, or you need a place to rent your own room, or something like that. Find some, in a way, there's got to be some little bit of finances. Number one, it can be a friend that could help you to house you for quite a certain amount, a certain period of time. If that doesn't happen, there's a second option. You might have to move somewhere where there's shelter. Or if there is possibility, then you may sometimes have to make sure that you get back into employment. Or if you are in employment, you might have to start putting some money on the side for the rainy days, because you just never know when this whole thing is going to happen, when this whole thing is going, because they're going to explode. That's who they are. At the end of the devaluation stage, the mask is going to come all the way down, and they're going to explode, and things are going to run out of hand. So you need sometimes to start saving some money. At least give yourself about 3 to 6 months. Behind the scenes, you're putting some money away and preparing for the rainy days. So when those days come, you may even sometimes have to be forced. Me, I've told you guys that sometimes when you're living a narcissist, you might even sometimes have to leave some things behind. You might have to leave your furniture behind. You might have to leave your baggage behind. You might have just to grab a few clothes, what you need, maybe a couple of slippers, I don't know, maybe shoes, mobile phones, laptops, and you get a taxi and you disappear from that vicinity, and you are never supposed to come back. Because one of the things you need to know about narcissistic individuals, so those are people who, the moment they start discovering that you are trying to leave, and they are not ready for you to leave, because when you leave a narcissist, you cause them an injury, you cause them a narcissistic injury, because they were supposed, in their programming, they were supposed to be the ones to perform the discard. You wasn't supposed to discard yourself. So when they figure out that you're planning and intending to leave, so this is why I've told you guys that when you're leaving a narcissist, you leave quietly. You don't make your intentions known. You work silently, secretly with some people that can help you, people that you know, if you have some, and you leave that situationship quietly. In most cases, you're supposed to leave when the narcissist is not around, okay? Wait for them to go to the shop, or wait for them to go somewhere to work, or whatever it is they may have to go. That is the exact moment when you're going to start planning to leave that narcissist. But all in all, it is very important to understand, ladies and gentlemen, that the situation is not going to be, like I've said, it is going to be something very uncomfortable. Not only are you struggling mentally, your mental health is in bad shape, you may also be struggling financially. You will be isolated. You will be feeling your lowest at that particular moment in time, because it's like you're understanding this whole situation for what it is. You're seeing it for what it is. You're understanding that this whole thing has been a scam. And you're struggling to leave that scam, but at the same time, your mind is telling you it's like a lot of million things are running through your head. Where do you need to go? Who is going to help you? Where are you going to get the money? Who is going to house you? And all these kind of questions. And at the same time, you're also thinking about the lies that you've endured for a very long period of time, and you could never understand that you're dealing with a narcissist. Point number one is to understand it is narcissism. Okay? There is nothing you can do. You cannot help them. You cannot fix them. The more you try to fix them, is the more you're going to burn out. You try to fix them, you're going to continuously burn out. So there is nothing you can do. And the whole narcissistic experience, it has completely been a lie. You have been living a scam, okay? You were scammed into those friendships and relationships. You are dealing, or you have been dealing with people that had nothing to offer. They are not going to take you to the next level. So the moment you start to pick up all these informations and putting everything together, you are also putting all the energy you have got into yourself and understanding that it is time for you to leave, regardless of how difficult it's going to be. Personally, when I was living a narcissist, I was like, okay, I'm ready for anything. What is going to happen will happen. But this time I was ready. I was even more than ready to leave because I had discovered that I'd been living a scam for the longest period of time. And I also knew that there was nothing I could do. This person could not change. Because when you're with these individuals, you see the patterns, the repeated patterns. From one place to another, come back to the same place. One place to another, you come back to the same place. The same behaviors, the same treatment, the same manipulation, mind games and stuff like that, and it is not going to change. There is nothing you can do. But the best you ever do for yourself, ladies and gentlemen, is to get the courage, the energy. You will need all the energy you have got to use to make sure that you get out of that situationship. There's no plan B. Let nobody ever fool you. If you are going to these doctors and psychiatrists and the only thing they are telling you is that go back and fix this and maybe try to do this and you have got to understand, ladies and gentlemen, there is no plan B. Exiting a narcissistic relationship is a one-way ticket. For the most of us who have done those mistakes, we've been hoovered. Some of you have been hoovered twice, thrice, even some people have been hoovered 10, 20 times. There is no plan B. Nothing is going to change. It is going to be extremely uncomfortable, but the only way out to survive narcissistic abuse is to start making your moves and your plans to walk away from these kind of toxic individuals, because there's simply nothing you can do, okay? When you stay, you are going to continue to sacrifice your mental health in those situationships, and things are not going to get well with you. You might realize that you have stayed too long, and at the end of that relationship, you have been broken so hard that now you have to start struggling with mental health. You may be pushed in these clinics to start taking different types of medications, while the narcissist is already out there dealing with the next victim. You're already in hospitals taking medications for the damage that they've already done to your life. You're not dealing with people. You are dealing, very important, you are dealing with people that are demonically possessed. Those demons have no good intentions for you. They have never had good intentions for you, for starters. They are going to continue doing what they are doing, and when you're done, they will just simply move on to the next victim. And that's simply how it works. It is not comfortable, okay? It is extremely uncomfortable, but it's doable. We did it. You can do it as well. So let us know what you think about this video, guys, in the comment section below. You guys know I do love and appreciate your support. Please book a session. You may donate or support my channel if you want to. Everything you need, you will find it in the description below. And until then, I'll catch you guys in my next one. There's almost signing out. Much love and blessings. Peace.